And in this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys my top 10 best houseplants that are also safe for our cats and our dogs. Now, I went across various different websites to really determine that these plants are indeed non-toxic to our little four-pod critter friends in our homes. All of them except for one were all verified on the ASPCA website, which is kind of like the large catalog of if a plant is toxic or not. And the one that was not on the list, they just didn't have it in their catalog, but from various other sources, I am 99.9% sure that it is also pet friendly. So, but I will let you know which one that is when we get to it. All right, so our first pet friendly plant goes to Schlumbergera, the Christmas cactus. Now, Christmas cactus, if you want some beautiful flowers in the winter time, you gotta have a Christmas cactus or two around here. I have one over here, and I also have another one up there. These are one of the most long-lived houseplants. Oftentimes I'll hear stories about people that have had theirs passed down from generation to generation for like 100 years or more. You can check the description below for a video link dedicated all about how to get our Christmas cactus to grow and to bloom in our homes if you've had one and have struggled to enjoy their beautiful flowers. But it is one of my very top picks for houseplants because they're so effortless, so gorgeous. The flowers are absolutely divine, and they are a wonderful low maintenance succulent that is safe for our pets, including our cats and our dogs. This Christmas cactus right here is an heirloom that my friend Bill gave a little chunk to me a few years ago. It was a chunk from a houseplant that his mother had been carrying for over 40 years, and when she passed away, she left it to him, and he divided it up and gave little chunks to all of his friends, including me. The next plant, tucked in this cute little bookshelf turned plant holder specimen case, is the banana plant, the Musa acuminata. It's a wonderful houseplant to add a nice tropical lushness and flair to your home. It is very low maintenance and very fast growing. They do like a lot of light. That's why I have it in this little section with its own dedicated grow light. And they also enjoy a lot of water and fertilizer. So as long as you can provide it ample light, you can enjoy a wonderful, gorgeous plant like this. This lush foliage will absolutely transport you to an island paradise like Maui or Tahiti. And over here next to it is my top choice for a flowering house plant that is safe for our dogs and cats. And that would be anything in the genus Phalaenopsis. They are safe for our pets. This is a little mini Phalaenopsis with just cute little yellow flowers. Absolutely so perfectly put in its place back here in this corner. It's just a wonderful, I have my desk here every day. I'm working on my computer. I look over and this little guy is just shining and smiling at me. And over here in this corner, I have this Phalaenopsis just kind of sticking out of this bookshelf, and these larger flowered varieties are also safe. If you've ever struggled with getting your Phalaenopsis to bloom or rebloom, check out the video link I have in the description below where I really document exactly what you need to do for your Phalaenopsis in order to get them to rebloom consistently throughout the year. It's not hard, it just requires a few little care treatments that will absolutely work every time. Well, if you're in the mood for adding a hanging plant to your garden, look no further than the Disocactus anguliger. This is the fishbone cactus. Now, this is the one plant on my list of 10 that was not on the ASPCA website, maybe because it's a little bit too exotic for their somewhat general website, but all the other sources that I used to research did have this listed as a pet-friendly plant. And you can see I have this on a floating shelf that I made here, and it's a wonderful plant to allow to hang, to overflow on an elevated situation, and they are absolutely so cool with their fishbone rickrack cactus-like foliage. This is also a succulent, so you want to give it ample sunlight and minimal water to keep these guys looking good. They will, in fact, create wonderful large white blossoms as well. I have not enjoyed any on my plant yet. I've had it for 3 years. Hopefully in the next 3 years, I get my first flower. We'll see. If you're a fern lover like I am, Boston ferns are a pet-friendly fern. Nephrolepis exalta bostoniensis. I have a variegated version, which is lovely. It's not as vigorous, it's not as reliable as the straight green variety, which most of us would find at our retail centers, but it is pretty cool with its variegation. These plants like to keep it nice and cool and moist at all times. This guy was just going through a little bit of a rough patch over the winter, so I cut him back and he's really just starting to perk back up, but by the time summer hits, he should definitely be nice and full. These ones are a great house plant because they have a very nice, unique growth habit, like this mounded kind of 1.5 foot area, which a lot of other house plants typically don't possess. Well, welcome to my laundry room. We recently added in this kind of shelf thingy to hide some of the tubes and pipes back here behind our laundry and our washer and dryer. And of course, we added some beautiful plant material on top. And what I'm highlighting here is our spider plant, the Chlorophytum comusum. This is another lovely overflowing kind of trailing hanging plant. It thrives in lower light situations. It's a very low-key plant. If you are a house plant parent beginner, this is a great choice. And they do produce lots of little babies. I don't have any babies right now, but I think I see one's just starting to come up right here. So they have lots of little babies that you can actually turn into other plants, which is also fun. And these are of course pet friendly as well. So I grow lots of succulents and I'm always propagating new stuff. So this is my little propagation station. And if you ever have an interest to create a nice propagation station, this is a really cheap, easy way to do it. And you can watch a little video right there. It's like $50 to create a propagation station like this. And one plant that I am propagating right now and growing is the Sedum morganianum, the burro's tail. I have lots of succulents. I absolutely love them. But I think of all of the succulents that I have inside my home, this guy is one of my favorites because it really reminds me of when I was traveling through and living in Colombia for about a year. And this was just like an awesome plant that you would see hanging below the roof of homes in these old pueblos, these colonial towns. It's such a cool plant once they really start to fill out. So if you're looking for a unique succulent that has a trailing habit, very easy to grow inside the home compared to other succulents, the burro's tail is a great option and pet friendly. So this adorable low-light plant is called the ponytail palm or the Beaucarnea recurvata, and I've had this for about 5 years. It's pretty much stayed the same size. So if you want a really low-maintenance plant that really doesn't require you to repot it or to worry about if it dries out for long periods of time or that it's going to outgrow its location, ponytail palm is what you want. As they grow and mature, their bellies will get thicker and thicker and thicker. Mine has about doubled in size so far, and I hope over the next 50 years it reaches the edges of the pot. Hopefully, we'll see. Well, if you're looking to add some luxurious height to your bright, well-lit rooms, look no further than the Majesty Palm, Ravenia rivularis. These are pet-friendly, and they really do add height in this luxurious, elegant feel wherever you have brightness. And it is a pretty easy plant to grow. You do want to make sure that as your soil dries out, you really don't let it stay too dry for too long, so keeping an eye on the soil is a must. Brown tips on the ends of your fronds is par for the course, so just keep that in mind. We bought this plant for like $30 at IKEA. You will typically find these sold as a large plant, so that is kind of nice if you want some instant gratification. And our final plant on our list of pet-friendly plants is the money tree. This is Pachira aquatica, and I of course love the braided versions. You can see this guy is really nice and beautifully braided. Now you will probably not find a plant this size anywhere. This plant we've been growing in my family for over 20 years, and it's just kind of been passed down from my dad to me. And as such an heirloom old plant, the leaves are actually enormous. However, it is something that you can keep in your family for a very long time, like a lot of the other house plants in this video. And not only are they going to be safe for your pets, but they're also thought to bring good fortune and wealth to your home and to your family. So, you know, it's just one thing stacked on the next with this beautiful house plant. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video on pet-friendly plants that are safe for our dogs and our kitty cats. If you do still have any further questions, comments, or other pet-friendly plants that you think the rest of the community should be aware about, please leave a comment below. We're always trying to increase the amount of communication we have on our channel so that our plant community here at Plant Vibrations can continue to thrive and flourish. Don't forget, click subscribe if you did enjoy this video, and think about giving it a like as well. I post videos every single week all about plant-related content, so I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.